We talked to the cathedrals in England and Wales, our own Catholic cathedrals, and most of them responded, 91% responded, and 65% of them recorded an overall increase in the sacrament of confession or reconciliation. Now, why that is, again, not clear, because you need to ask all those people why they've come back. I think a lot of it might be to do with increase among young people, especially where young people go to Catholic events like World Youth Day, our own Lourdes pilgrimage, and they experience there a way of confession which was not the old traditional list of sins, say 3 Hail Marys and go, but instead where you enter into conversation about what's burdening you, what's the obstacle in your relationship with God.
And what does confession do for a person? How does it help them?
Well, it helps. It's like it's the healing of a relationship. And so, again, if you've fallen out with someone, the only way to heal that relationship is to sit down and talk. You can shake hands and say, right, let's forgive and forget, but in the end you've got to sit down and heal that relationship through a discussion, a talk about what went wrong. And that's our hope with a new approach to confession. Sit down and talk about your relationship with God. What's gone wrong with it? And what's the way forward? And to hear the clear message, God forgives, God forgives, God forgives.
So tell me about this new approach to confession.
Well, it's a departure from the old tradition. I remember going as a child and simply reeling off a list of sins, grave or less grave, and sometimes making them up, just for something to say. And you'd use a list that someone else had compiled, and things that meant sometimes very little or nothing. I've been angry. First of all, anger can't be a sin. It's an emotional response. Sin is a deliberate act of something. So we were confessing things that weren't sinful, and sometimes confessing trivial things just for something to say. But now with a much more individual, personal conversation with the priest, I think we're moving away from that to something more, I can't say authentic, because that implies that the other wasn't authentic, but something which speaks to the heart more and allows the heart to speak.